Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good evening to Sir Hafiz bin Muhammad Hanafi. Today our group will share about digital signature, identity document and digital certificates. First of all, my name is MUJIBUDDin RAMLI and my metric number is 18BB01042. Firstly, about handwritten signatures ataupun tanda tangan bertulis. Handwritten signatures is an individual script name or legal mark. Handwritten signatures to execute or adopted for the present intention or current intention to authenticate a permanent form of text, which is documents. Digital signature. Digital signature ataupun tanda tangan secara digital is a mathematical technique used to verify the authenticity and integrity of messages, software or digital documents. Digital signature provides more inherent security and aims to solve the problem of altering, iaitu perubahan, and forgery ataupun pemalsuan in digital communication. Provide additional assurance for the origin ataupun original ataupun keaslian identity and status of electronic documents, transactions or messages and can confirm the signer's informed consent. How digital signature works. Digital signatures are based on public key cryptography, also known as asymmetric cryptography. Public key cryptography is an encryption schema that uses two mathematically related but not identical, which are public key and private key. Public key can be freely shared, iaitu boleh berkongsi secara bebas, allowing user an easy and convenient method for encrypting content and verifying digital signatures. Private key can be kept secret, boleh disimpan secara rahsia, ensuring only the owners, boleh dipastikan hanya owners kepada private key of the private key can decrypt the content and create digital signatures. Pros of digital signatures. Firstly, speed. Business no longer have to wait for paper documents to be sent by the courier. Second, a cost. Using postal or courier service for paper document, it's much more expensive compared to using digital signatures on electronic documents. And third, security. The uses of digital signature and electronic documents reduces, dapat mengurangkan risiko risk of documents being intercepted, read, destroyed or altered while in transit ataupun perubahan semasa dokumen tersebut dihantar. Cons of digital signatures. Certificates. Senders and recipients may have to buy digital certificate at a cost from trusted certification authorities. A second cost. To work with digital certificate, sender and recipients have to buy verification software at a cost. And lastly is compatibility ataupun kesamaan dalam dokumen. There are many different digital signature standards and most of them are incompatible with each other and this complicates the sharing of digitally signed documents.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad AZFAR bin AZMAN, 18BB BB01034. Okay, next. Okay, the vision about authentication. The process of recognizing a user's identity, it is the mechanism of associating an incoming request with a set of identifying credentials. The credentials provided are compared to those on a file in database of the authorized user's information on worker operating system or within an authentication server. Ia macam proses ni mengenali identiti pengguna. Ia adalah mekanisme untuk mengaitkan permintaan masuk dengan sekumpulan identiti yang dikenal pasti. Credential ni dibandingkan dengan yang ada dalam file, dalam pangkalan, dalam database data tu untuk maklumat pengguna yang diberi kuasa mengenai sistem operasi tempatan atau dalam layanan pengesahan. Okay, next. Okay, untuk kefahaman authentication. Dan sekali untuk to server when the server needs to know exactly who is accessing their information or site. Secondly is to client for needs to know that the server is system it claims to be. To user or computer must prove its identity to the server or client. Nextly is to server entails the use of a username and password. It can be through cards, retina scans, voice recognition, and fingerprints. Next. To client usually involves the server giving a certificate to the client in which a trusted third party. It does not determine that task the individual can do or what files the individual can see, and authentication merely identifies and verifies who the person or system is. Next. Okay, there are 5 common authenticating types. Okay, firstly is password-based authentication. Password are most common methods of authentication. It can be in form of the string of letters, numbers, special characters. To protect yourself, you need to create strong passwords that include a combination of all possible options. Certificate-based authentication. Certificate-based authentication technologies identify users, machines, or devices by using digital certificates. The digital certificate is an electronic document based on the idea of driver's license or passport. Thirdly, for biometric authentication. Biometric authentication is a security process that relies on the unique biological characteristics of individual. There are three advantages of using biometric authentication is to easily compare to authorized features saved in database, to control physical access the install on gates and doors, and to add biometrics into your multi-factor authentication process. Next. Okay, multi-factor authentication. To authentication, a method that requires two or more independent ways to identify a user. Example includes codes generated from the user's smartphone, captcha tests, fingerprints, or facial recognition. And lastly is token-based authentication. Token-based authentication technologies enable users to enter their credentials once they receive a unique encrypted string of random characters in exchange. You can then use the token to access protected system instead for entering your credentials all over again. The digital tokens proves that you already have access permission. Use cases of token-based authentication include RESTful APIs that are used by multiple frameworks and clients. There are 3 examples. Firstly is identity document, digital signatures, and digital certificates. They are example of authentication. That's all.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shahrul Afiq Shahrul. My matric number 18PB01033. Next is identity document. Identity document is comprising of reliable and easy to use scanner along with well-proven security software. Identity document ni dia adalah satu pengimbas yang boleh dipercayai dan mudah digunakan bersama dengan perisian keselamatan dan terbukti yang telah terbukti baik. For example, we can cap jari. Mostly kalau kita nak, contoh kalau ada pemeriksaan ataupun polis nak check kita ke, basically kita akan bagi cap jari kita sebab kalau masa kita daftar pun kita akan gunakan cap jari kita sebagai identiti kita. Secondly is record additional, record in addition to other identification methods such as travelling abroad as well as record used by the authorities. Record selain daripada pengenalan diri, dia juga digunakan untuk tujuan pelancongan. Dia contohnya seperti pasport. Kalau if kita pergi luar negara, kita tak tunjukkan our my card, our identity document kita adalah pasport. Thirdly is it constant all necessary information to perform document check. Dia mengandungi semua maklumat yang perlu dalam identity document tu. For example, such as our full name, our date of birth and citizenship and others. And identity document actually is very important to every country to make sure that their citizen have already record their each person of identity. Next. Next is types of identity card. This is the types that available in Malaysia, which is first is my card. Usually everyone know the my card. For people who stay in Malaysia, they must have this my card. Secondly is my tentera. That my tentera only with the person who works in government institutions such as in my tentera, which is army in service, Malaysia Army. Hanya pekerja tentera sahaja yang akan dapat kad pengenalan yang berwarna kelabu kecoklatan sikit. Thirdly is my card. My card ni adalah kad pengenalan untuk pemastautin sementara. Basically yang banyak akan dapat kad pengenalan sementara ni adalah golongan orang asli, sebab dia punya distance between their state and the city is quite far. So maybe kadang-kadang diorang ni sebabkan jarak yang jauh, diorang tak sempat nak mendaftarkan anak mereka ke Jabatan Pendaftaran Negara. Jadi bila tempoh yang diberikan untuk diorang daftar anak diorang ke Jabatan Pendaftaran Negara, diorang tak dapat daftar. So for example, diorang daftar masa umur 12 tahun. So diorang akan dapat kad pengenalan sementara. So kad pengenalan sementara ni actually, if I'm not mistaken, kena renew every 5 years. And next is my PR. My PR which is pemastautin tetap. Pemastautin tetap bermaksud jika orang tu daripada luar negara, tiba dia kahwin dengan orang Malaysia, then dia nak dapatkan kerakyatan, so they will get the pemastautin tetap. And lastly is kad pengenalan, lastly is my kid. My kid actually the kids di bawah umur 12 tahun akan ada kad pengenalan my kid ni kalau their parents daftarkan di Jabatan Pendaftaran Negara. Apabila lepas umur 12 tahun, they should renew as a my card. Next. The functions of identity document. Firstly, proof of citizenship. As everyone know, fungsi utama my card adalah untuk membuktikan bahawa kita ni adalah rakyat Malaysia. Kalau contoh kita ditahan dan pihak berkuasa meminta kita tunjuk kita punya kad, basically kat Malaysia ni kita tahu ada dua je, IC and pasport. Pasport kalau kita keluar negara kita pakai pasport lah, kalau di Malaysia akan jadi ada tiket lah. Dia adalah lebih mudah daripada kita nak pergi jalan-jalan bawa surat beranak. So surat beranak is one piece of paper. So dengan adanya MyCard ni kita boleh tunjuk je dekat siapa-siapa yang contoh polis tahan kita, so kita tunjukkan kita punya IC. So secondly is e-cash. Okay, e-cash, MyCard also can be used as the payment method. Actually, we can use our MyCard to ATM to withdraw our money, but we must kita kena cari lah yang mana ATM yang ada logo MyCard. So dekat situ kita boleh gunakan kita punya MyCard untuk pengeluaran duit. Thirdly is touch and go. Touch and go is very common. Very mostly people akan gunakan untuk touch and go apabila orang masuk highway. So by touch and go guna IC, kita punya MyCard. So kat situ pun kita boleh top up, kita boleh touch and go dekat MyCard. So kita pun boleh link kan dengan application touch and go e-wallet untuk kita check kan kita punya baki berapa. Tapi dekat, if I'm not mistaken, dekat e-wallet tak boleh nak top up kita punya touch and go. Number 4 is renew the license of driving license. Renew the license by checking on MyCard. Kalau kita nak renew lesen memandu kita, dia akan minta kita punya MyCard. Sebab kalau yang baru ni kita akan renew kita punya license mengikut bulan tarikh lahir kita. So kalau tarikh lahir kita contoh 11/11/1993 ke, so kita punya masa untuk renew tu, contoh kita renew 5 tahun, so 5 tahun selepas 1993 tu. So tarikh akan jadi sama, 11/11/11. Next. This is a revolution of our MyCard, which is number 1 in 1948 until 1960. MyCard Malaysia hanya only a piece of paper, and then at the bottom right of the paper we can see the cap jari kita. So in 1960 until 1972 they upgrade the MyCard to be more smaller, and if you can see actually at the right and left of the person picture actually ada cap jari kat situ, tapi tak terlampau jelas nak nampak. Next is after the 1972 they upgrade the MyCard, which is with color, and actually ada satu lagi dia upgrade yang ni, yang 1972 punya version ni ada dua. Satu lagi yang ini adalah gambar hitam putih, satu lagi adalah gambar berwarna sekali. Dan kalau mungkin our parents lah sempat dapat IC macam ni sebab dia looks like one piece of paper and laminate just like that. And next, and nowadays our all Malaysian MyCard will be like this. And before this version, they have one version that don't have the ghost image. After this, I will explain about the ghost image. Next, technology. Technology, firstly, is a ghost image and chip durability and quality. Ghost image, as I mentioned before, the ghost image is the smaller image on your image in your my card. The function is untuk kita mengelakkan daripada pemalsuan kad pengenalan, sebab ghost image ni dibuat daripada laser. So untuk kita tiru, kita copy our my card, it's very difficult. If someone can copy pun, dia tak boleh copy yang part image tu. So dekat situ dia akan, senang cerita, dia akan kantoi dekat situ bahawa kad tu sama ada palsu ataupun original. Secondly is chip durability and quality. Chip durability and quality, chip yang digunakan oleh my card yang kita ada tu adalah yang telah diiktiraf oleh international. Jadi ketahanan dan kualiti chip tu adalah kualiti yang terbaik dan susah untuk rosak. Next.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad FIRDAUS bin SABRI. My matrix number is 18BB01005. Okay, previously my friend has described what is digital signature. And now I will explain what digital certificates are. Okay, first, digital certificates are known as a public key certificate and identity certificate. Second, it's also the function is for sharing public key to use for encryption and authentication. The third one, used by all major web browser and web servers to provide the assurance that publish content. Okay, digital certificates are actually electronic issued by the trusted third party. It not only verifies the identity of the owner, also verifies that the owner of the public keys. Okay, here's the scenario. Bagi contoh, let's say Sabri want to send a digitally message to Afiq. He does not ask him to retrieve his public key from central site, same like macam digital signature. Instead of Sabri, instead digital certificate ni is a public key to send to Afiq together with his signed message. Apa yang ada dalam tu, apa yang ada dalam digital certificate ni, typically ada dalam tu adalah nama owner tu, and then owners have a public keys and expiring date, and also issuer name and issuer digital signature. Dengan itu Afiq will check all this information on the certificate and he trust the third party and will trust the digital certificate that sent by Sabri. Sebab apa? Afiq assume that the public key contained in the digital certificate tu is actually sent from Sabri, bukan daripada orang lain. Jadi itulah dimasukkan ni contoh dan apa yang dimaksudkan dengan digital certificate ni. Okay, seterusnya. What security digital certificate provide for us? Apa yang digital certificate, pengetahuan security dia, protection yang digital certificate bagi. Yang pertama, identification ataupun authentication. Authentication adalah dia kira proses to verify the real identity of that person. Could be individual, software atau software agent ke ataupun computer program of e-commerce website dan etc. yang lain-lain. For transmission, authentication ni verify that the sender of the message is who the person or organisation to be communicating with them. Yang kedua tu adalah confidentially. Confidentially ni adalah informasi yang ada dalam yang message ataupun transition that keep confidential. Dia memang rahsia, memang tak boleh diketahui oleh orang lain. It may only be read and understood by the intended sender and receiver. Maknanya yang boleh baca adalah penerima dengan pengirim sahaja. Orang lain memang tak boleh. Atau yang ketiga adalah integrity. The information within the message or transaction is not tampered accidentally or deliberately with road all parties involved being aware to tampering. Maksud dia tidak akan accidentally diberi informasi itu kepada orang lain ataupun terbongkar ataupun dibocorkan informasi tersebut. Yang keempat adalah non-reproduction. The sender cannot deny sending the message or transaction and the receiver cannot deny the receiving it. Masing-masing memang tak boleh nak deny apa yang dihantar, apa yang message yang diperolehi. Yang kelima adalah access control. Okay, is to protect the information. Nak protect information only realized by the internet person of entity. So dia akan protect message ni daripada ataupun digodam ataupun dihack oleh orang luar. So memang informasi ataupun transaksi apa yang diorang buat memang confidential. Memang hanya organisasi ataupun individu sahaja yang boleh tahu. Okey, seterusnya. Okey, ini adalah type of digital certificate. Dia ada 3. Yang pertama ni adalah SSL certificate. Kita boleh tengok daripada gambar itu. Satu contoh dia adalah Google Chrome. Dia verified, dia ada mangga verified company US. Verified daripada company sendiri, Internet Explorer, Safari, Opera dan Firefox. Apa itu SSL certificate ni? Dia adalah sebahagian daripada server certificate install on a server. SSL certificate ni adalah untuk to secure data in transit over the internet and ensure the site trustworthy. Tujuan asas digital certificate ni berlaku adalah dikarenakan adalah trustworthy, atas kepercayaan organisasi individual sama ada receiver dengan sender and receiver. Kemudian SSL certificate ni adalah kegunaan dia lah untuk for asymmetric encryption where a public and private key are required to secure communication. Tujuan asalnya untuk berkomunikasi. Contoh lain adalah kita boleh tengok dalam tu HTTPS address use SS certificate where the TCP layer is encrypted by applying the SSL encryption layer. Kat situ. Di situ kita boleh tengok sama ada the public ataupun yang boleh akses oleh orang public ataupun diakses secara private. Okay, kedua kita akan pergi certificate yang kedua. Okay, adalah code signing certificate. Kita boleh tengok daripada flow dekat situ, gambar tu. Code signing ni kegunaan dia adalah for sign software or program code that is downloaded over the internet. Ni flow dia bila kita download satu benda, file ataupun ni, di mana dia akan bekerja, tengok di sini. Start daripada certificate authorities, dia akan tapis-tapis dulu kat sini. Ada server 1, 2 dan 3 sehinggalah kepada kita punya komputer ataupun laptop. Kita punya ni. Seterusnya, yang ketiga adalah user certificate. Kita boleh tengok server dengan client kat situ. Dia mesti boleh request the client certificate dan server pun boleh provide. Kita boleh menerima, kita bagi data tu. Kita kegunaan dia adalah untuk to identify one person to another. A person to a device or gateway or one device to another. User certificate usually work macam kita boleh tahu kalau kita nak daftar Facebook ataupun media sosial dan sebagainya yang lain-lain, selalunya dia bekerja ataupun dia berlaku ketika ni macam username dengan password. By they remove the friction of remembering plenty of complicated for both much better secure dan password, sorry. Sebab apa digital certificate ni, kalau kita nak tahu, dia lebih selamat dan lebih selamat berbanding dengan digital signature kerana dia ada dia ada sistem yang protection system perlindungan yang sangat kukuh. Dari situ dia tidak macam seperti digital signature yang mudah untuk boleh digodam oleh hackers ataupun orang luar. Dengan data kita boleh dibocorkan dengan sebegitu mudah. Okay, itu saja. That's all for us. Thank you.